this is River
Move
Shores.
back.
No, I could get as close as
No.
I
Okay,
Move back.
why are you discussing River Shores paving at a Middle River Club board meeting?
Well, because I just want people to know what kind of board you have here.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna look
Goes
pretty
from
shabby in
109
about a
to
year.
10.
Well, no, in a year,
10.
excuse me, I'll answer your question. Well, no, let him finish, show everybody the picture, go ahead, we'll just,
109 to 110.
this is
What
why.
happened to the 110?
It's contentious,
From
right?
109 to 10. I'm glad they inspected it. It's your board. So I just want you to see this.
Wait a
Your
minute,
board.
wait a minute, let everybody see it, yeah.
From 109 to 10. What happened to 110? Nobody inspected it? This is how they inspect things, Bill.
Sorry,
I think you still have. You apply that. It goes from 109 to 10. What happened to 110? They missed it to 0. Because then that's how good they inspect things. I'd like to show it to you.
Are those the guest spots?
Those are the guest spots.
Oh, why do you give a shit? Oh.
Who's next?
Because.
All right, are you finished now, Vincent? Thank you. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Why don't you get on the board, Vincent? Anyway, wait a second, who's next? Oh, wait, I did not address what I was trying to, but Vincent had a show. So in a year, and I'm sure I said this and you were present when I said it, in a year, it has to be all redone.
Right,
It has to be seal coated, the whole thing.
and they'll do the strips too.
They will do everything again, the
Wonderful.
repainting of the
Thank you
bumpers.
again.
Yes, you're
Thank you.
welcome. Ms. Lamke,
I just want to address the board as well, is that it's about the pool heat. That's my issue, because I'm in the pool every day, and I'm very sensitive, I mean, like everybody else. It's been very cold. One day it was, we have a thermometer that said 75, one day it said 79, typically it says, at this point, because the gas heat is not turned on, it's locked, there's not gas heat. And so what I did, I decided, well, it's my civic duty, and I'm sharing it with you, and I've asked people to do the same, is because it's an amenity, someone did you refer to it as an amenity? What I have seen, and I've seen in the course of the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 different people, they look like they're buyers, they're realtors, to tell them that the pool is not heated, sharing that information. Someone asked me why I do not get involved. I just want them to know that the pool is not heated, and I think until it is heated, until the pool is turned on, we should take that position in sharing that information with potential buyers.
and you know, I want to thank you, Marilyn.
You're
That's a very good thing. You know, I think they sold they're sold in a day here. So, but you know, you keep advertising it. That is your First Amendment rights. And I believe it's also under the rules for radicals. You know, we've discussed that before.
You know,
I forget his name, Lozinski from Chicago.
No.
Wait, Tony.
Saul, he's my favorite.
Why, Tony, why
Watch
do you have
out,
to keep
kids. The
antagonizing?
radical is here.
Because they don't
That's
stop.
what this gentleman is talking about.
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't stop.
So, are you done now?
Yes, thank you.
Can I be recognized?
Okay, no, go ahead. I'll wait.
Dave Bowie, Essex 204. So, the bulk bins and the recycle bins, so where that was before and what has now been knocked off or, you know, lined as no parking, who owns that property? Is that a Middle River, hold on, is
Okay.
that Middle River Club property? Or is that River Terrace property? Or is that River Shores property?
Where the bin was? Is that
Where
that
the bin was, yes, sir.
Oh, where the bin was, it was a combination of both.
Okay.
So, the way it is now, I did not tell the vendor to do that, so it's done. I looked on the map, the River Shores map, to answer a question clearly, and there were 17 spots. And I went over it with them, I didn't count it afterwards, but there were 17 spots from that gate, the north gate, and there should be 17 spots heading that way. That's all I could go by was that map.
Okay, so that doesn't answer my question.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
Those 2 spots, that's 2 spots, right, John?
It was one of River Shores and one of River Terrace that sat on.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so that wasn't common spot or
No.
anything? So so the one spot is River Shores and the one spot?
Correct.
That's my understanding.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So both associations really need to agree on that, to put that bid back.
Well, or as I think Tony has proposed, proposed, or other people have said, River Shores could put it on their property, and then Middle River Club would have to pay for it. I mean, I'm against it, but that's what could happen.
Well,
These
I
guys have
mean,
been
Tony,
advocating.
if River Shores were to put a bulk unit on solely its property,
Right.
it wouldn't have to be a Middle River Club asset, right?
Well, there's a
But your
problem.
concern would be, is that they would use it.
Sure.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Yep. If they used it before,
Right.
that's why it was a shared
Right.
amenity.
Right.
But again, to be clear,
Right.
and we all agree,
Right.
it looked like crap.
I understand, so there's no reason that we couldn't rebuild it.
No,
okay?
of course
I mean, for example, from a River Shores perspective, at $1,500 a month to add 2 additional garbage days, that's $18,000 a year, okay?
Yes, it's expensive.
We could spend a lot of money to recreate that, put a wood fence around it, get a.
I don't think a wood
Hold on
one.
one second, let me finish, okay? Put a wood fence around it, okay? Put an actual bin in there. What would be the problem in doing that?
Has to be done. It has to be an enclosure. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think wood would work.
We,
Concrete.
Or steel. I mean, I don't get, I mean, there's thousands, I mean, look around with you. You're, here, Ohio, wherever the hell you are, there's all kinds of enclosures, commercial entities that have enclosures of that are required to have enclosures of their dumpsters.
Right. Correct.
It's not rocket science.
can I,
I still have the floor, I guess.
Okay.
So those are my comments on number 4. Number 6, this business of, the Middle River Club, I agree with him. The Middle River Club having the last opinion or the last say, I mean, that's ridiculous, okay?
on what?
I'm assuming this was a lawyer that wrote that letter that you read?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so there was really no reason for him to respond to that, okay? He already knows the law, and he already wrote his opinion, so there really was no reason for him to respond to that, okay? So I'm a little surprised by the action that the board took, but anyways.
No,
I don't know who you're talking
Tony,
about.
why are you interrupting me?
Whoa, stop.
Okay,
We don't
keep
know
talking.
who you're talking about.
They're not
specifically.
questions,
I know.
it's
I
their
understand what he's
statements.
talking about.
So I'm trying to, who are you referring to? I don't know who you're
I'm
referring to.
referring to the attorney.
Attorney that
Will
responded,
you
that
be
you're waiting for a
quiet so we can
response
hear
from.
him?
I'm referring to the opinion that the attorney that Glenn reached out to.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
wrote. There was no reason for him to respond to the Middle River Club attorney. He had already wrote an opinion. Okay, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
I'm just stating that I'm surprised that the board took the action that they took.
Which
Okay,
action?
but nonetheless, you did take that action.
Okay,
Okay.
Which action?
it doesn't matter, let him talk.
Pool temperature, I mean, 83 degrees is reasonable. You go much higher than that, that's very high.
If it would
Most of the community pool, my kids were swimmers.
Yeah.
Most of the pools here in South Florida, they're kept in the high 70s. But again, they're more competition pools, okay? But so it's reasonable that if we can get the pool set at 83 degrees, that's. So someone brought up the shuffle in connection with trying to sell off the tennis courts. Someone brought up the shuffleboard courts. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anybody use it. I've been here for this my 3rd season.
Where do you live?
I live in River Shores, and I rented in Riverbank.
I live right above it.
Right, and so I
live right above it.
That's fine.
Nice to see
Yeah, it's
you.
used.
Is it? Okay. I rented in Riverbend. I've never seen anybody use it. But if it's used, okay, it should remain. But if it isn't
Just in
used,
time.
Yeah, I mean, that's an area that we could put in an additional picnic area. You know, there's other things. All right, so Eddie makes a very good point. We also, does anybody use the sauna? Anybody here?
Frequently.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough, okay. Fair enough. The pool area in general, you know, last meeting, and I was at that meeting, you know, there was a lot of discussion about the pool deck, re-marciting the pool. Is that a dead issue at this point?
It's a future issue. Right now, we're working on the front.
Okay, so it's really a cost issue.
Yeah.
No, to me, anytime there-
One thing at a time.
There was a new president who had a different agenda from our last president, correct? So as a president, I think you get to set what,
Sure.
or we vote on the priorities of the community.
Okay.
So some of us have different priorities.
Okay.
I believe that's how it goes.
Well, I mean, my view is that that's the number one amenity of this property, and we shouldn't let it deteriorate any further.
I think the mold
We all
it's
agree.
collecting should be cleaned.
We agree.
It shouldn't be allowed to deteriorate any further. Now, I know at the last meeting,
And leaking as
you know,
it
there
is.
was some discussion about coming in with a jackhammer and tearing up the whole deck and what have you. I don't pretend to know as much about construction as Mr. Welch does, but that's an old pool, and we go and start trying to tear up the whole deck. You know, who knows what kind of damage you can cause. You know, when I first got here in River Shores about a year ago, they redid the ground floor, you know, all the surface, and it looks way better than it did before. So if we were able to do that same kind of work on this pool deck, you know, it would look way better than.
So Dave, I have to
Yes.
interrupt you if you don't mind.
Sure.
So this is your second meeting here?
Yep.
Okay. So we're not going to go back because nobody wants to hear it. It's okay.
No.
So you-
So let me, you mentioned that, so let me respond to
Whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa.
Okay,
I'll
go
let me
ahead.
respond to that, okay? So you're right. I don't care what happened here 4 years ago.
Correct.
Okay? And neither does he.
But you're bringing something up.
No, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't care what happened 4 years ago, because you know what? I wasn't here paying homeowners association fees at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I am now.
Okay.
So all I care about, okay, is what's going on with these community right now. And we have our top amenity that looks like crap.
Yeah.
And whether we have other projects that are going on, are we serious?
Yep.
We have 5 board members here and other people in the community who I'm sure would be happy to serve on committees, that we can't run 2 projects at the same time?
Very nice. So true.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
No, it isn't.
No,
That's
it
not the
doesn't
way
have
it
to
should
be.
be.
Well,
That's right.
yeah, a
That's
lot
not-
of things
oh,
shouldn't be
that's
the
not
way it
way-
is.
That's
Okay.
not the way it should be.
Anyway, Dave, do you have any further questions? This questions with regard to the agenda, because the pool deck is not on the agenda.
Well,
I
I think
understand.
asking
It
for
doesn't
other
have to be what's
committees
on the
to.
agenda.
Quiet,
Just
quiet,
an open
quiet.
discussion.
So I have raised that, Tony, in the past, and I believe it's a control issue, okay? I mean, that's,
Yeah,
it's
it's
unfortunate.
a control, it's all control.
unfortunate.
Raised
Yeah.
what in the past?
It's unfortunate.
Raised what in the past?
I don't know.
Speak
But,
as support
but there's, you know, and let me just come in with one more spot, okay?
And then I
The
go.
things that I've seen on the agenda of the last 2 meetings, they're peanuts. They're like ankle biters.
Mm,
What is this community gonna do 10 years from now when we're all driving electrical cars? And we have to decide how to put infrastructure in place for electrical cars. I mean, we're gonna be lost. That's all I have to say.
Okay. I will go next, hopefully.
No.
Maybe next.
No.
Does this have to do with the agenda?
No, but it's an open discussion.
But did you determine that?
Well,
Yeah,
We're in the
the meeting
meeting.
is
We're in the
noticed
meeting.
for
Bring
items
up-
on the
bring up
agenda
residents.
to ask questions.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
I have a question.
Related to the agenda?
correct, yes.
What is it?
Okay, it's about the budget. Okay? why I would like Gwendolyn to give to me
Okay,
a
so-
copy of the financial statement for this year.
Okay, good.
Okay? Okay, now.
Ask Gwendolyn. Why are you looking at me? Ask Gwendolyn.
Because she needs to ask you.
Okay, well, let
I want you
Gwendolyn
to know
ask
that
me.
I want a copy of it. I
Good.
just want you to know.
Good.
okay? And
Good
this is
for you.
going- this is
Anything
going-
else?
And today is, no, wait, I'm not finished yet. I still have the floor like everybody else.
You think so?
Yeah, today is December 1st.
You got it?
And I asked the question. and if
Don't
I
look at
get the
me, look at
response-
Gwendolyn.
And if I don't get the response.
Yeah?
I will further go pursue.
Good,
the
you
rights,
do that.
Okay?
That's my
I have
response.
one other
You
question.
got it on film? I hope so.
I sure do.
Good.
I got one other question.
Yeah.
The other question was, when you guys were discussing something, you said, oh, that was the last meeting that was an uproar, okay?
Yes.
And you don't want to discuss it, okay?
No, it will be discussed.
It will be discussed.
Oh, absolutely. In the future, you can guarantee it.
Okay, no, the question that you just like she asked the question, and you said, no, we're not talking about that, because that was an uproar of a meeting, okay?
Mhm.
So, that was an uproar of a meeting, so why doesn't the board again vote on a new president? Because that was a whole horrible meeting, that meeting should be wiped off the boards. So why don't they go back and look at who should be the president?
That's a
of this-
really good suggestion. Anything else,
No,
Vincent?
that's it.
Okay, thank you. Next?
Just let you know.
It's gonna die, don't worry.
Yeah, my suggestion,
Yeah.
since most people don't look at the bulletin boards, a lot of people walk up and down the steps. Why not put out a notice to all the buildings that we're having meetings? Almost nobody knows about this meeting. I've spoken to
Okay. You came, didn't you?
And also, you send it out the notices within 48 hours or something like that.
Right.
I think it'd be nice, decent, if you sent it out a little earlier so we could reschedule.
Yeah, I get it. Anything else?
Thank you so much. You're so
Okay, yeah. Anything else?
Yes,
Well,
I have
Hetty,
one
you've been so patient.
Thank you. No, I just had a simple question. 5 board members, so why do only the ones from River Shores have the right to contact the lawyer? Now, this might have been answered at some point, but I
Okay,
understand.
so, it goes by board majority. It's not about like or
That I
dislike.
understand. I understand
Okay,
that.
so then you have the answer to your question.
So what you're saying is that there are 5 board members, 3 of you are from there. So
Correct.
you decided to exclude the other 2.
It's a power block.
It's all it is a power block, correct?
Okay, thank
It's allowed by law.
Okay, one more question. While you were talking in the meeting, you said you have no time. So, should you be on the board if you don't have no time? What is this giving us excuse? Well, I didn't have time
I
to
only,
do it.
you know, I'm gonna have a lot of time soon, and guess what? You're gonna wish I'm back doing what I'm doing. Anything else? Anything else?
About time.
John, you have a question.
I have a few questions. First of all, just not on anything that was in this, if it's able, I'm able to ask it. The directory, can we now use any phone number for the directory?
No.
No. I think that was possible when we had the management
Right.
company. Am I right?
I'm sorry?
When we had the management company, were we able to use any phone number?
No.
Is there any discussion on the board to upgrade the directory? Because most.
That was answered.
What?
That was answered.
Oh, it was?
Not with me,
You mean they're not?
because they
gonna-
it requires too much, a whole new system, so Steve is looking into it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done doing for Middle
That's
River
a
Club.
tremendous inconvenience, in my opinion,
Yeah.
most people.
So you're on the board, but you're done helping us out. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm done being referred to as a fucking cunt. Anything else?
I'm still, I got a few other things.
Yeah, that's how they talk around here.
I get that, but there's always room to change.
There's a lady present.
There's always room to change the dynamic.
That's right. She was there when it was said to me. Anyway, anything
I
else?
believe John Moriarty has the floor.
Regarding the fence plantings, I heard Peg express, and I'd like to just kind of back up what she was expressing, the sense that will this vine actually disguise the fence? Or will it be a sufficient block, or should we consider something like that clusia bush that's being put everywhere that people are replacing? And I know, Tony, I spoke to you, and you were concerned about that last section, but I would personally suggest you get a bush that's gonna really fill in and really block that fence, because a chain link fence in this day and age is not the most beautiful thing to look
It's
at.
very
And
industrial.
if the vines just kind of semi-disguise the chain link fence, I don't believe it'll be as effective as, let's say, a clusia bush that becomes a hedge.
John, you may be 100% right. So the worst case scenario, it'll be a few thousand. dropped, I don't know how many thousands of dollars with wasting, trying to move the gas line,
Right.
and then redoing the lights,
Yeah.
because River Bend and River Terrace wanted exact numbers that were just very foolish. But I can't bring up the past, so the worst case scenario.
It doesn't